Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am back once again for another Slim Sports interview. And as always, I'm your host, Jay Slim. And joining me today is not just one of the most dominant scorers in the SWAC conference this past year, but soon to be one of the most dominant scorers in the entire country. I'm already predicting it with just how she was able to go toe to toe with anybody she went against, whether it was in the SWAC or from the Power Five level. She was dropping buckets left and right, and will now be doing that for South Alabama in the Sun Belt in the 26-27 campaign. Ladies and gentlemen, 5'9" scoring guard CJ Wilson. What's going on, CJ?
How you doing, sir? Hi guys, how y'all doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Excited to get you on. Excited to be able to tell your story, talk about your career. You know, when some of these players from the SWAC and the lower level conferences, they don't get talked about enough. And you, with what you've been able to do, definitely
Mm,
needs to be talked about. And I want fans, viewers that are just now getting to learn your name, see your face for the first time, to get to learn about who you are and what you've been able to do already within a young career in a segment that I like to call resume rundown, where I'm going to show off this resume. Obviously, just 2 years into your career, very young player,
yeah.
now going into your junior season, 2 years with the Panthers at Prairie View A&M. But from your freshman to sophomore year, you took a huge jump. I mean, you were second on the team in scoring this past year, first in
hmm
rebounds, assists, steals, a whole bunch of different categories, able to do whatever you could in order to help the Panthers, and obviously going to be doing that with South Alabama with the Jaguars this upcoming season. And you enter year two familiar with the play style that the Panthers had in place and the system that you guys obviously were operating with.
hmm
Talk to me real quick about taking on this larger role with Prairie View A&M. Obviously, every year you're looking to take on an even bigger role than the year before, but you're going into your sophomore year, and not only were you a primary scoring option, but you were a big time leader for this team. Talk to me real quick about how you would say you were prepared to take on these roles and how you really embraced it during the season.
Um, Basically, I'll say that I'm very big on being a better version of myself than I was yesterday, and going into my freshman season, I feel like not many freshmen get an opportunity to even play on the floor. So for me, I'm very grateful that I even had the opportunity to get minutes to play on the floor, and it allowed me to learn. Like I made a lot of mistakes, of course, during practice, but even in games, I was allowed to make mistakes and make up for it. So I knew going into my sophomore season that it would be pretty easier. I knew that I always had the skill to be at the top level. Unfortunately, I didn't get recruited heavily coming out of high school, but I got recruited, and I'm very grateful for that. I will say the hardest challenge about me making the jump was coach different coaches. So one of my coach from my freshman year, she ended up resigning, and we got a new coach, Ty Dillard. And basically from then on, me stepping foot on that court, like I knew that she chose me to not basically be a leader, but it kind of like fell into my hands due to the fact that I was a returning player. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and you were one of only two or one of very few returning players, and the other one that I'm mentioning here in the two is Crystal Schultz, who
Yeah.
she
My
came back,
dog.
you and her, 1-2 punch, dynamic duo. I mean, however you want to put it, that's what you guys were. You guys were such a big impact for the Panthers this past year. And I want to ask you real quick about the chemistry that the two of you had being that dynamic duo. Obviously,
Mm.
were the top two scorers for this team, helping to lead them as those returners that are, trying to continue what you guys are looking to do. And obviously, that's put a whole lot of wins together. Talk to me real quick about the chemistry that the two of you had and that how you would say that kind of impacted the team as a whole.
Um, well, foremost, we already played together, and due to the fact that we've already, had experience with each other, I'm basically, kind of the do it all in some cases, but and she was mainly more so just a shooter. She's a phenomenal shooter. Like nobody can take that away from her. She is a phenomenal shooter. And when she locks in, she's a unstoppable player. I'll say that us two going hand in hand. It was kind of hard in the beginning, but like once we like got on track, we was really like unstoppable. We just needed one more person, and it would have been uh it would have been crazy. But yeah.
Hey, I mean, obviously she's a dynamic scorer, much like yourself. You yourself, you average nearly 14 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, 2.5 assists, almost 2 steals per game as well. And I mean, some of these games that you had, 21 points and 9 rebounds against Lamar, 24 points against Texas State, and then 21 points and 6 rebounds going against the number 2 team in the country in Texas. So it didn't matter who you were going against. You weren't scared. You stepped up to the challenge and you were able to drop buckets on everybody left and right. Just like I said when I introduced you, you always stepped up to the challenge. Talk to me real
Mm.
quick about this scoring ability and how you would say it really clicked right away offensively for you from the start of the season. Because I believe your first 8 games straight, you had 10 plus points, including multiple 20 ball games.
When they say that preparing really creates confidence, it's true. I say that summer going into my sophomore year, I stayed in the gym for a month straight, like just working on basically me being a better basketball player. And one of my trainers, Coach Sean, like he really like he we was in there doing a lot of stuff, a lot of Jalen Brunson moves, working on my 3 pointer, and really what transformed my game to now is me being able to be a threat at all 3 levels, and I want to become a better threat at the three. But just basically being in the gym, like that really creates confidence. Like people always say, like, well, I hear a lot of student athletes struggle with confidence. Like once you get in the gym, like nobody can take playing away from you. Like so, yeah, basically just preparation, honestly, and knowing that I'm the best. Like I can play anywhere I go. Like regardless if it's a low D1, high D1, mid major, like I know I can ball wherever I go. So
Hey, there you go. That's a common theme with all of the successful players across college sports. When you prepare, you're going to find that success one way or another. And obviously, you've been able to do that, obviously, with the numbers you were putting up. And now going to be going to South Alabama, where you guys are looking to win a Sun Belt championship this upcoming year, with you dropping a
mm,
whole lot more buckets along the way. And speaking of these buckets that you've been dropping, I want to show off a few of them specifically, some of these big time highlights in a segment that I like to call Make That Play, where I went through Synergy, I went through the film, and I put together my list of what I feel like were your top 3 plays from this past season. But honestly,
mm,
I'm just a stats guy. I'm just a fan of the stands. You're the one on the court doing what you do best. So, what would you say was your best play from this past season?
hmm. You basically said all the top three, the 3 games that I felt like was a very like great games. Playing against the number 2 team in the country, I think that was a great opportunity. Got shouted out. Playing against uh somebody that was in the Sun Belt Conference. I think they're going to the Pac-12 now. I think that was my highest scoring game, and then Lamar, like I believe that game we didn't even have a bench. I played the whole 40 minutes, so that was basically just going off of pure energy, honestly, adrenaline. So I think those are the top 3 games. So I think
Hey,
those are clips that's about to come up.
hey, there you go. Well, actually, trust me, I'm going to be showing off some clips of that throughout this interview when you see all the edited parts of this. But as far as the specific plays, believe it or not, actually not from any of those 3 games, but number 3 is from a Power Five opponent. That's Oklahoma State, where the
Mm.
ball handling skills, you showed that off at an elite level here. And I mean, you recovered an off the mark pass where I believe your teammate got fouled, but they didn't call the foul. You reached out, had to recover the ball, barely missed getting out of bounds. And then you juke one defender, start driving, you hit a behind the back crossover on another one to get over to the rim,
I think I
and
know what you're talking
you ended up sinking that jumper through contact for a big time bucket for your team there. That's at number 3. Number 2, going against Jackson State, big time steal. to a and one opportunity as well, where
Mm.
you intercepted the passing lane, snatched that up, took it all the way down the court with somebody right on your hip, basically the entire way, and through contact, you were able to make that layup, went to the free throw line, cash it in, did your thing there. And number one against Alcorn State, started off with another big time defensive play, a huge block at the 3 point line, blocked the 3 pointer, took that all the way for a big time score as well. And man, I mean, you just swatted it with ferocity, grabbed technically the rebound, however you want to put it, and then took it all the way back for 2 points on the board there. So just three of a whole lot of buckets that you dropped left and right. And obviously, defense was a big factor for you as well. And I mean, you were just a well-balanced player when it came to offense and defense. I mentioned before you averaged nearly
Mm.
two steals per game. You were getting quite a few blocks as well, and then obviously the scoring numbers, assist numbers, that speaks for itself as well. How would you describe your playing style overall, and how you feel like it was really effective for you guys this past season?
I think that a part of me, like having a point guard mentality, definitely affected my the way I look at the game from a different perspective of being a scorer. So for me, my freshman year, it was more so getting looks open for other people, even while still trying to create my own shot. And then now it was more so like I'm being put into this role of this is what they really want me to do, but instincts, of course, like the point guard mentality, I'm still being able to create a shot for myself and others. So if you double team me, I'm gonna find somebody else that's open. Like I feel like I got a counter move for like anything that could possibly come my way. So I think that really played a big part in how my season went this year.
Absolutely. And although it was a tough season overall for you
Mm,
guys, you as a leader being able, and obviously, as I mentioned before, you're in your sophomore year. Not very many sophomores have this opportunity to be a leader, to be able to lead by example, both on and off the court. Obviously, the team's looking to you and Crystal to be that example, to, give that message before these games, like, hey, what are we looking to do? We got to step up in a season where obviously things aren't going as planned. What was your message to the team throughout the year to where you were able to help keep their heads up and make sure, all right, we're going to go out there, we're going to keep giving it 100%?
um, I'll say that because it wasn't easy at all. I'll say that basically like you're here for a reason. Like obviously like you wouldn't be here if you didn't put the work in. So like go out there on the court and show at least something. Keep putting in that effort. Like at the end of the day, like this is adversity. Like no matter how it looks or how it seems, like for me, like how will you overcome this challenge that we all are going through? Because when you're not facing it alone. So my biggest deal is just how do you come back from like getting pretty much beat in the face, you know? So that's basically what it was. Just how are you gonna lay down or are you gonna keep fighting back, basically?
Yeah, and one thing about you, you always fought back, always did whatever you could in order to help your team. And
Yeah.
that's a big reason why when you enter the transfer portal, you had some teams hitting you up, wanting to bring you in. Obviously, South Alabama is where you've ended up. What was it about South Alabama specifically that made you decide that joining the Jaguars was the right choice for you to continue your collegiate career?
Um this is crazy and I'll say this is a full circle moment. Coming out of I think my junior year, I actually had my first visit here. And it was with a different coaching staff. And so they ended up leaving, going somewhere else. And so basically, the offer didn't continue or whatnot because they wasn't here anymore. So I think that for me, like a new coaching staff is here and they want me again. They called me on the first day. So I think that basically like I was just like, okay, like I guess two times is the charm. So, they basically gave me a plan to help me become a better me while also fitting in their system and to help the people around me become better. So I think that was very phenomenal for them and for me. So yeah.
Hey, there you go. It's always funny how small the world is sometimes. Like you never
Yes.
know what's going to happen, and then obviously when something like that, the scenario that you just described right there, obviously it seems like South Alabama definitely was the right place for you to call home. And no doubt in my mind, you're going to be dropping buckets left and right for them next year as well. And this is year two for their coaching staff for head coach Yolisha Jackson in the era that she's been able to start with South Alabama. They had a pretty good year last year, made it to, I believe it was the WNIT. Uh, and
Postseason.
good friend of mine, Renalta Mark, she played for them. She loved the system that they had in place there. How do you feel
Mm.
your addition to this team is really going to help them out? And how do you feel like the playing style that you talked about earlier, the skill set that you have, how do you feel like they're going to be able to utilize that and develop it going into next season?
I think they basically broke down everything, that every part of my game, and that stood out to me, like the fact that you can break down every part of my game and tell me exactly how we're going to make it better. I think that was, it caught my eye, like they paid that much attention to me. I'll say that also with their playing style and how she coaches, she's not light at all. She's gonna hold me accountable, but she's also gonna give me a pat on the back when it's needed. So I think that that's also good for me and also great for her, because I know that that's somebody that I want to play for, that I would literally go and, you know, what is it? Go to bat for on the court. Like, when you playing for your coaches, some people, they don't give it their all because of their coach. But like that, this is somebody that I want to give my all, because she's gonna make sure that she gives her all when it comes to me. So yeah.
Hey, there you go. Obviously, do whatever you can to help out your coach, help out this team overall when it comes to winning. And obviously, you're going to be playing alongside a lot of great talent, much like you did when you were with Prairie A&M, playing alongside Crystal and a couple of other talented players during your time there with them. And I want to give you a chance to shout some of these players out in a segment that I like to call Who's Up Next, where you could recommend some people that I can have on the podcast to where they can come on and talk about their careers, their stories, just as you're doing now. So, who would you say is next up on the Slim Sports podcast?
Who's next up? We got Crystal Schultz. I'm not sure if you got her already, but Crystal Schultz, Amaya Sutton. Who else have I just keep up with? Um, those two are the only one that come to mind. Oh, Jordan Brooks. You got Jordan Brooks. She's a phenomenal player. Who else did I play against in the SWAC? Those are the three that come to mind as of right now.
Hey, I mean, a lot of
It's probably
talented
a
players.
lot of great players, and it's just not coming to my mind right now. But you guys know that you are phenomenal. So
Hey, any of them that are watching this, you want to hop on the Slim Sports podcast, reach out to me. I'm always welcome to have great players on, obviously, much like the great CJ Wilson right here to get her to tell her story. And those are great names for who's up next. Now we've got to talk about what's next for yourself. Obviously, we've talked about you joining South Alabama, how you're looking to grow and lead them to hopefully a Sun Belt championship next year. What part of
mhm.
your game are you targeting this offseason to take to that next level to where when you go into next season, there's an even bigger scouting report under your name to where people have to watch out for you at another level?
um, I already said it. Basically, improving my 3-point range, and that basically just comes with reps and repetition and just getting the shots up. And I think that Coach Yo is definitely doing a great job and making sure that that is getting done. I think that also finishing as well, being able to finish through contact, getting stronger. And I'll say those three, as far as just my game, and then making just better decisions. I think that also comes with experience. So I think it'll be, 10 times better, just because I know that, and I say this for high school players that are watching, high school and college is two different types of basketball. And I don't care what nobody say. Me coming from high school and me going to college, it's fast paced. And when coaches say this is how they want it done, that's exactly how they want it done. Now, no matter if it's wrong or right, like you just have to do it. So I think um that also does play a big factor. But Yeah, those four things for me, as far as me getting better, is gonna make me even better basketball player. So
Hey,
yeah,
there you
excited to
go.
see.
You developed that three even more. I mean, you were a big time slasher this past season, hit the mid range pretty well. You developed that 3-point shot even better than what you had a year ago. You're going to go from averaging 14 points per game to maybe 20 plus, depending on obviously you got a lot of other talented scorers with South Alabama that are going to be dropping buckets as well as you guys go off and win the Sun Belt here, hopefully. So definitely cannot wait to see what is in store and can't wait for next year in the offseason when we get you back on the podcast and we can show off even more of these big time buckets that you're dropping left and right. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to hop on the Slim Sports podcast for a fantastic interview.
I appreciate you for having me, man. Thank you. This is big for sure.